We're all set.
Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us for this introduction to personal websites. We're going to be looking into the different options, tips, and benefits of personal websites, and we hope that you leave here with an understanding of the value that they bring and how you could go about making one yourself. But first off, I'm going to let our panel of hosts introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, I'm Maggie McCormick and I'm a third-year student here at the University of Redlands. I'm studying computer science and global business. I'm the Women Tech Makers lead for our DSC chapter, and I also help out on the marketing team. I started using a personal website way back in high school for a portfolio of my journalism work, and I developed a website at the U of R for the CS web development class. I'm excited to help you guys get started on creating your own personal websites.
Hey everyone, I'm Thomas Resnick and I'm a junior here at the University of Redlands doing the 3-2 combined engineering program with plans to receive a computer science degree from Washington University in St. Louis. So I'm the vice president here at our DSC chapter, and I'm extremely excited to see our chapter keep growing and expanding.
And hi everyone, my name is Simi Garwal and I'm a third-year student at the University of Redlands studying global business. I'm the business partnerships lead for our Google DSC chapter at Redlands, and I also work as part of the marketing team. Also heads up, we're looking for a marketing team lead for the club. If any of our attendees have someone in mind or if they're interested, they can talk to us after. I'm currently working on transitioning my personal website for photography to be for my career and all. Through this internship season, I've seen how relevant personal websites can be, as there's like always an option to post a link to yours in most of the applications I've looked at. So I hope that after this session, we can all get to work making our own personal websites. Alrighty, to begin, what is a personal website? A personal website is a virtual portfolio where you can showcase your individualism and accomplishments. It's a place to store your achievements, projects, internships, jobs, and do it all with a personal touch. This presentation was created to highlight why you should have one, so we'll be going into its benefits and why they matter. So first off, personal websites help recruiters find you much more easily. Instead of having a static resume with just words, a personal website brings a flair to your application process. A lot of recruiters use the Google search engine to see what pops up when searching for your name, and they could very well stumble upon your personal website, which could give you a step up and power over what you want them to see. So you're effectively taking all the guesswork out of finding you. The reality is that our digital and online presence is becoming increasingly important to manage as recruiting technology is advancing. While companies transition to automated systems for screening candidates, your online history and background are more likely to be reviewed. Therefore, employing strategies to craft your own online presence, such as through making a personal website, is ideal. But of course, it doesn't just stop at recruiters. A personal website allows other people from all around the world to get to know you professionally and interact with you, which can result in new connections and opportunities. Furthermore, personal websites make you stand out amongst competition. They're not necessary, and therefore they can become a competitive advantage and edge in comparison to other applicants for jobs that you may be applying for. Say another candidate meets all the requirements and has a similar education and work background as you, a personal website can serve as that differentiating factor in getting the job. Thirdly, personal websites allow you to be creative and brand yourself. So you get to call the shots on how professional or fun or exciting it looks and what information to include. Since a personal website also includes your work experience and education, of course, it's similar to a resume. However, once you start building your personal website, you'll be given a ton of possibilities to polish your online presence, being able to showcase your strengths and really put a point to why someone should hire you. You could add items such as your portfolio, work samples, relevant images, client testimonials, as well as your virtual work, such as coding projects and apps that you've made, including graphics, diagrams, images, all these things that you could never put onto your standard resume. And a personal website can also serve as a central hub for all of your different social media accounts. So it could be like your new master profile, showing your LinkedIn, GitHub, everything. And lastly, you get to learn a ton of new skills in the process of making this. You'll be able to customize and polish your professional image while testing new ways of conveying your message and branding yourself. Not to mention, you'll learn hard skills such as website design, coding languages, graphic design, search engine optimization, and much more. So now that we understand the benefits of having a personal website, let's get into how you can make one.
All right, so now that you know the benefits, you're probably wondering where to start. If you're thinking that you need a lot of technical knowledge and background to create a powerful, beautiful site, don't. There are many platforms on which you can set up a free account to start creating a website today. These include Wix and WordPress, the top 2 ranked platforms for creating websites. I'll be going into more depth about these 2 in the next few slides. But if you try them out and find that they're not for you, there are plenty of other ways to create websites. For example, Weebly and Squarespace are similar to Wix and WordPress in that they have templates and drag and drop features for you to use to easily create a website. If you're interested in developing the back and front end yourself, you can use tools such as Angular, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and others to accomplish this. Now let's talk about Wix and WordPress. Overall, Wix is rated as a top choice for creating simple websites. Website Builder Expert ranked Wix higher than WordPress for all categories of ease of use, value for money, design flexibility, features, help and support, and customer care. Here's a short clip from a video by Website Tool Tester that explains the ease of use Wix has compared to WordPress.
Let's kick things off by taking a look at ease of use. Wix happens to be one of the easiest website builders we've ever used. You have hundreds of templates to choose from, including blogs, online stores, portfolios, and many more. It's super easy to jump straight in and start editing thanks to their drag and drop editor. You've got plenty of flexibility to move things around and add elements as you please. WordPress prides itself on being a flexible content management system, letting you build virtually any kind of website you want, with thousands of themes to choose from as a starting point. But that flexibility comes at a price. You need some technical knowledge to be able to set up a site and to add all the extensions and plugins that will really bring it to life. WordPress have tried to make things a little easier with their Gutenberg Editor, which lets you add blocks of content in a much more visual way than before. But they've still got a long way to go if they want to beat Wix in ease of use. Let's kick things off by taking a look.
So Wix is our top recommendation for building a personal website. They offer an easy-to-use drag-and-drop method of design and have over 500 templates for you to choose from. Wix is great for building personal portfolios and small-scale sites, exactly what we are looking for in developing a personal website. Reviews said that Wix is great for beginners with little experience coding, as you can build a complete site without any need to code for the back end. One of the drawbacks to Wix is that the free plan doesn't allow for a custom domain, which is not great for search engine optimization. WordPress is a great alternative to Wix if you're looking for more customizability in terms of coding. The platform is more versatile with HTML and CSS than Wix is, allowing those with a bit more of a CS background to play around with their site. Something to note is that WordPress is a content management system, meaning it is really great for large-scale websites and online stores. There is definitely a much larger learning curve with WordPress, so we suggest starting out with Wix when creating a site and using WordPress later on if you need to have more customizability and a CS background on it. And then finally, we can quickly compare the cost of having a website on Wix versus on WordPress. Both platforms offer a free plan, which we suggest using unless you want to own your domain name or if you want to create a more complex site than simply a personal portfolio. And generally, ads will be removed if you pay for a premium plan and you get more storage as well across both platforms. And now I'm going to hand it off to Thomas.
Alrighty, so now on to what should you exactly put on your personal website. At the bare bones, there are 3 major parts you want to put within your website. Firstly, you want a photo, such as a professional headshot, something that captures who you are. Second, you want a mission statement or a personal summary. Try to stay away from official resume wording and rather get people excited about what excites you. Remember, this is not your resume that is just text on paper. Make it creative. Third, you want to link your professional social media profile, such as LinkedIn, your blog, Twitter, or Facebook page. But remember, if you don't want recruiters finding something, for example, if your Facebook profile is just your friends and family, don't put it on your profile. Just as a heads up, according to Career Builder, 58% of employers conduct social screening to look for information about their employees. Now, let me give you some examples of some pretty good looking websites. This is my friend Elizabeth's website that she created using a website builder. So as you see, just a little intro to get you started when you're looking at the website. And as we scroll down, we can see her education, different projects, different internships, and at the very bottom, different skills, and she linked her personal different sites. So as you can see, a LinkedIn in her email. And then if we go to different tabs, you can see that she has a leadership tab where she talks about her different sorts of leadership, and then an about her, which is the more personal side. So she can talk about the things that interest her. Basically all the things that you won't see on a plain resume. And now let me show you another example. As you can see, same thing, has a little bit of a personal flair to it. Different projects that he's done, videos, pictures, blogs, and same thing as the other one. You can see that these are all the social media platforms that you can access. As you can see, a portfolio. We have an about me, same thing as the other one, the resume, and a way to contact him. All right, one more. So as you can see, this one's fairly similar to the other ones. It's a interactive resume. So you can see that there's an about me, different experiences, schools, different skills that he possesses, different projects that he's done, and a way to contact him. So this website that you just saw was actually made using code, which brings me to an ultimate point of this presentation, which is you don't need code in order to make a website. You're able to make just as an amazing website using a website builder. And as you can see, if you saw the different types of websites, there wasn't so much difference between them. You can basically do the same thing in either of them. But if you are interested in code and making your own website using code, we have an opportunity to learn about that within our club as well. So there are opportunities to learn Angular, a web application framework created by Google. If you're interested in that, please feel free to reach out to our lead, Raf, and he can help you get situated with this. Our Slack QR code is also shown here, so you can scan it if you want to join. And this presentation will also be available on our personal website, which we posted in the chat as well as the Slack.
Alrighty, so before we finish up, we would love to open the floor to any questions that you guys may have. I know it's a lot of information to process at once, so feel free to hop into the conversation.
Yeah, sure. How has your guys' experience been with personal websites in terms of, like, I know Simi, you mentioned that you were still converting yours. I know Maggie, you had mentioned that you have one and you were working on one. And I know Raf had posted his in the Slack channel. I took a look at that just to see how he had formatted it. And I think you probably have one, Thomas, you have too. But I just was wondering, like, how has your guys' experience been with it thus far in terms of your career path?
Maggie, did you want to go first?
I don't know if I can apply it to my career path per se. I haven't really updated my website since the CS class I took freshman year, but I would say that just a general tip, maybe this is not what you're looking for, but when you're creating a website, I would definitely like outline on a piece of paper all the things that like you think are important before you start going in. Because like once you get into like building a website, it can become very overwhelming and you want to have all these different things. But I would just kind of start out with like, what are the most important things that you want people to see right away, and start out with that. But yeah, I don't know if that really answers your question.
Personally, so my friend used a website builder. I saw how she made it. It seemed fairly simple, and you can do so much with it. It's actually pretty incredible. You can add basically anything you want, make it look any way, shape, or form. I personally made my personal website. It's not updated, same thing as Maggie. I made it sophomore year in the web dev class, so mine's more coding. But from seeing like people's websites using code, it's pretty along the lines of like similarities like between them. Like you can basically do the same thing. They did a really good job with these websites.
Yeah, and then in my experience, I think that a personal website has been great for me just because in the past I actually use the platform Squarespace, which is another similar platform to Wix and WordPress. But for the sake of this presentation, we focus on Wix for being like the most user friendly, and WordPress being one that's not only user friendly but has so many plugins that I know Justin, you have some CS experience that would probably be like very useful for you to apply that experience to. But Squarespace is just another application with drag and drop features. And I've had a great experience using it. I personally love designing like the look of things. Like I do Figma app designs for fun and stuff. Like, so building a website for myself, I think is really enjoyable. And I agree completely with what Maggie said. Like, it's all about getting your navigation down on paper before you start creating it, because there's a lot that goes into it. And also just like a little tip, if any of you guys were interested in starting your own like sort of like entrepreneurial efforts, I know Melina is interested in those sort of things. So I also would recommend well, I know that Squarespace has like different plans and abilities to like to sell things within the site and have payments go through Stripe and set up that entire process. So there's so many different possibilities you have with this, and I just think it's such a great place to kind of like make like a more pretty version of your resume that can still be professional, but it's personal to you. But that's my experience. I know Raph has made his own website, so we'll let him speak too.
Yes, I think, could you ask your question one more time, just to make sure I'm answering your question properly?
Sure. It was just like in terms of like your personal website, in regards to like if you've used it in your career, or if it's come up ever in like an interview or something, or like something along the lines of that. So just how helpful it's been in making it, other than obviously it is like something that you're able to talk about in a such thing as an interview.
So I think for me, I learned Angular maybe 2 years ago now, and it's probably the sole reason I got the lead position for DSC, because I was already adept at technology that was built by Google. So I was already used to their ecosystem. So in that sense, it helped me tremendously. And then I would say in a private sense, it helped me because I've picked up a few like private software developing projects now, just because I know how to use Angular. So I would say in that sense, it's helped. But for a resume, Angular could be a bit of overkill. If you're looking to just get something out of there to have employers, get an idea of who you are, I think you could definitely get that done using the, what was the word that we had for it? I forgot what it's called.
Probably
not drag and drop. But, no, not drag and drop, the other one. That doesn't matter.
Website
drag and drops. Website builders, yeah. You could use the website builders. But if you're a CS major and you're looking to get a job at a computer science firm where they use some of these technologies, it might be useful. For example, Angular built by Google. Another one that's very popular is called React, and it's built by Facebook. So it's just useful if you like have experience with these technologies. It might help you but that's my experience.
Also to go
questions.
off of that, basically, like every single application that I filled out for an internship, every single one of them has like an option for a personal website. So
yeah, like we said before, like it's not necessary, but technically it's there, and who wouldn't want to have another? It's like putting a cover letter, kind of. It's not the same as putting a cover letter, but it's kind of like if you have the opportunity to add something more about yourself, why wouldn't you? It's always like a nice touch.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. If anyone doesn't have any other questions, well, I hope everyone found this really useful. If you could also fill out the post-event survey, that helps us improve for next events, and also just makes us aware of what we should cover on our further events. Just an update, we have an event next week. A business professional is coming and just going to tell us about her insights of being a vice president at a company. So it could be really useful for a lot of business majors, basically any major, really. So if you guys are interested, it's on our website and all around on our DSU platform. So thank you everyone that came today. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and that's it for me. Cool.
Hey guys, I just want to say, like, I know that it can be disheartening to present when there isn't, a huge crowd, and I think you guys handled it well. Anush and I had that experience when we first did ours. I had nobody. Anush had 2 or 3. I think he had me and one other guy. So, like,
I think it's just like a larger point.
Well.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.